Hi friends, it's Mimi here, and you know, summer is back with a vengeance. Even though it's fall, our temperatures were dropping, but now the temperatures are back on the rise. So I couldn't let today be an inside day, had to be an outside day. Well, today is a little different. We have never done a video like this. Now, there is a series of books. I used to have two. I don't know where the other one went, but honestly, these were great fillers and great conversation starters and important information that I would always share with my students every year. And I did this with third graders and up. But I'm going to do it with my littles today. This is called What Would You Do? And it's a kid's guide to tricky and sticky situations. And that is so important. Let me show you the cover of this book. Okay, you see that? Now there was another one. I don't know if it was also called What Would You Do or if it was called something else, but it was in the same series. It was a blue book as opposed to a red book. Now, I'm going to go with you through some of these, and I'm going to make this a series because there are so many different important situations that we don't even think about ahead of time. Some you do and some you plan for, but some you don't even think to talk to your kids about, and they're uber important for you to discuss with your children, discuss with your class, and just so the kid has a plan in place if, heaven forbid, something like this happened to them, or they get in a situation. Now, I know some of you might be too small to be carrying a key or know the code to your house to get in, or be alone, but you might have an older sibling that might come home with you. And here's the situation. Returning home from school, you realize you've lost your key or didn't have the code, or maybe it wasn't working and you couldn't get in, you're locked out and no one else is home. What do you do? Now think about this for a minute. That is a sticky situation. What would you do? You're standing outside the door, you can't get in. Well, you can't stay outside all day, right? So what are some things you can do? That's a good one. First off, you can hide a key in a special place that you and only your family know about. You never share that information with a friend or anyone else. That's a good idea. Someone else. That's another great idea. And this is what I did when I was younger. What I would do is our next door neighbor, we were all friends. We had been friends for years, trusted neighbors. I left my key, an extra set of keys, with them. So if I ever forgot my key on the way to school, I could go next door and be like, hey, I'm so sorry, can I have the key? I would use it and then give it right back to them. So if the situation ever arose again, they had a backup for me. Great idea. But what if your neighbor's not home? Then what do you do? Some of you are thinking, well, let's see. What can we do? Let me give you some information. You can call your parents at work and tell them you're locked out. Now, they may or may not be able to run home to help you. So if they can, great. If they can't, well, now what do you do? Excellent, smart idea. You go to a friend's house, a neighbor's house that's close by, and wait for your parents there. Call your parents, say, listen, I'm at JoJo's house. I couldn't get in, I locked myself out, but we're safe here and we'll hang here until you can pick us up. Beautiful idea. Let's try another scenario. Okay, this is called the break-in, and I know this is scary, but it's gotta be something you have in place, ideas of what to do if, heavens forbid, that this happens to you, to your family. And I apologize, I'm squinting. I didn't bring my sunglasses out here. When you come home from school, you notice that the door is open. You know that no one else is supposed to be home at this hour, and you suspect that someone might have broken in. What do you do? Well, that's a tough one, isn't it? I want you to think for a minute here. What could you do? Should you go in? Never, ever, ever do you go in, because you don't know. If someone did break in, they might still be in there, and that is very dangerous for you. So you don't go inside. That's the first thing. What's next? That's right. Go back to that neighbor, your neighbor, next door, across the street, friend's house around the block, whatever it is, and you tell them what you saw. Now, they may be able to accompany you back to your house, or they may keep you there and decide next steps. Smart. How do we do that? We dial 911. Better to be safe than sorry. If you call, now remember, 911 is only for emergencies, but if you think that somebody might have been in there, that is an emergency because you don't want to step foot in there in case there was. So call the police department, the local police department, or 911, and let them know your situation, and they will come and they will go in first to make sure everything's all clear and that your home is safe for you to enter again. And of course, you could dial your parents after that. Now, what they say here is, while help is on the way, notice any unfamiliar vehicles that are parked nearby. So if you see a white truck or something, or a blue car that's not normally on your block or near your house, write down the description, okay, blue Ford Explorer or whatever it is, and try and catch the license plate. Just jot it in your phone, write it on your hand, whatever, take a snapshot of it, and move, okay? Because that could be them. If they're still in there, at least you have that where the police can follow up. All right, last one we're gonna do today. Stranger at the door. Oh my goodness. Now, I've told my kids over and over again, you never answer the door. That's for mommy and daddy. Do not answer the door. So you're home alone, or you're with your big sister or brother and you hear a knock or the doorbell rings. What do? You might peek out the peephole and see that it's a stranger there. Maybe you have one of those monitors, those video ring monitor things that tell you, this is someone I don't recognize. Do you open that door? No, 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 never, ever, ever, ever. Okay, you leave it closed, you leave it locked, don't even say anything. Never tell anyone that your parents aren't home. Don't even open it a smidge, because if you open it a smidge, they can push their way in. Not saying that the person at the door is somebody that would do that, but you don't know, and you don't want to find out. Okay? You could ask, I wouldn't, now it's saying to let the stranger know someone is home, ask who's there or who is it. If you decided to do that, you don't tell the stranger anything. You don't say mom's not home, dad's not home. Just say, my parents can't come to the door right now. But I personally don't think you should say anything. I would just stay quiet and make them think no one's even there. But again, that's a call. You can talk to your parents about this, best steps for you. Now, if the stranger does not leave right away, or if you feel uncomfortable with this situation for any reason, call a neighbor, call your parents, report the incident to the local police department or 911. So if that person is staying out there, you haven't responded, or maybe you have responded and said they can't come to the door, and they're still knocking, ringing the doorbell, walking around your house, that's cause for concern. So you need to alert someone to make sure that you remain safe and that they don't come in. Well, I hope these have been helpful. And there's all different scenarios in this book, not only at home, first aid situations, out on your own, at school and on the way, all different kinds of situations for you. So we will return to this another day, but I hope you enjoyed this Wake Up Brain, and I hope you will discuss these answers to these questions with your family, because you need to make a plan in place for your particular family and where your home is situated. Okay, so give this a thumbs up, share with everyone you know, and we will see you soon at Kid Stories and More. Have a great day.